In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this pixel dispersion effect that you can see here very fast using minimal Photoshop knowledge just by using the pixel stream Photoshop action. The pixel stream Photoshop action creates stunning pixelated effects from your photos. I will show you the original image. This is the original image, and this image is transformed into the effect you can see here. Using this action is very easy. You only have to provide an image to start with, this image for example, and a brush layer. In this case it is the silhouette of the subject of the image, and the action creates the result you can see here. This is a high quality action. You can see there are lots of details in the image. And the advantage is that it's very easy to use. Now let's see how to use the action. Okay, so we start with a JPG image that we open in Photoshop. It has a locked background layer, and you will have to create this brush layer that you brush over the subject. Now I'm going to delete all the layers and keep only the background. Okay, I'm gonna create a new layer and call it brush using capital B. Okay, and I'm going to select the brush tool and use the Photoshop, one of the default brushes it has, and using a color, for example red, you will brush over the subject in order to mark it entirely. This is one way of doing things. In this case, this is the more complicated one and unneeded, because instead of brushing your entire subject and making sure you brush as most of it as possible, there is another way of doing this. Because our image has a black background, and instead of brushing over the subject, I'm gonna delete everything, select all and delete, and now deselect. So instead of brushing everything, I'm gonna select the background image and I will use the magic wand tool to select the background, because the background is entirely black. So I clicked on the background. I'm gonna press Shift on Windows to select also this area. Oops, too much. I'm gonna reduce the tolerance to, let's say, 8. I'm going to select again. Okay, and we have this area. We selected the black area around the subject. Now I will select the inverse of this area, and now we will have the subject selected. Go to the brush tool, and we will use the paint bucket tool. Click here, and now we will have our subject selected. So now we have what it takes for the action to produce a result. Now this is how most of my actions work. They require a background image, and they require a brush layer. This is a mark of our subject for the action to know what area is of interest. Okay, now I will load the action. You only have to do this once. I will go to the Actions panel, which is opened right here. If it's not opened on your Photoshop, go to the window Actions and make sure the toggle is on. So we have the Actions panel visible. I will click on this little button and load actions, and select the pixel stream Photoshop action by Artorius. Okay, click on load, and now we have 5 actions available in the pixel stream group. The action producing a left, a right, an up, and a down effect. And we also have an action to produce 12 color presets that you can use also for your other photos. So you don't have to use this action, the generate color presets, specifically on this action only. You can use it on every photo or use it on other actions. Okay, now the action uses some brushes in order to create all the pixels, the dispersed pixels, the lined up pixels that you saw, and all the other effects, the light effects, and so on. So we will have to load the brushes. Okay, I will go to the brush tool in Photoshop and click here, and load brushes, and select the pixel stream brushes, click on load, and now we have the actions, the brushes available. You can see them a bit bigger here, maybe using a large thumbnail. Now we see the brushes. Okay. One more thing you need to know about the requirements for the action to run correctly. Of course, you need to have a JPG image which you open in Photoshop, and it comes with a background layer. But make sure the image is image mode RGB color. It's 8 bits per channel, not 16 or 32, but 8 bits per channel. And the image size is over 2500 pixels. In this case, the image is larger. Make sure the image is larger in resolution than 2500 pixels, 2500, because the larger the image will be, the more detailed the final result will be. So don't use small images, because small images will likely make the image not work, produce an error, or produce a result which is overcrowded by the effects and may not look like what you see in the preview. Okay. So now we have everything ready for the action to run. So now you can select one of the 4 directions, for example the pixel stream left, and now we'll click on play. The action is creating all the layers. There are multiple layers that you can customize. There are smart layers, there are masks that you can brush to hide or show certain parts of the subject or certain parts of the effects. Now all the layers are created. The dispersion effect is oriented in the left direction because we use the left action. And now this is our result. So the first thing you will notice is that the subject is basically not visible right now. We have a contour of the subject made out of pixels. Okay, the action created a group of layers all in the pixel stream group, created light effects folder, flowing pixels folder, this one which we will use, the brush mask to reveal subject folder, brush mask for partial color change, the inner particles, the contour lines, and multiple other layers organized into groups. Now we will have to reveal the subject, and the subject which has multiple effects. I mean by this multiple ways of showing the subject. The subject is located in this group, brush mask to reveal subject. So I will select the black mask. I will go to the brush tool. The action has already selected a default brush and a white color for this black mask, and we will brush over the subject right this way without changing anything with a white color over what is basically the black mask. To reveal parts of the subject. So you can see there are certain parts that when we brushed are revealed. Okay, it's not everything revealed. For example, although we brush over the face, only certain parts are revealed. This is why I brush the entire face, but we don't have the entire face revealed. This is why we have some other groups of layers into this main group. We can also brush the other black masks. We have another black mask folder which we can brush to reveal even more of the subject. You will determine what you want to reveal and how you want it to look. Okay. There is also another group, the brush mask, to reveal the unaltered subject, which when we brush it will reveal the subject totally unmodified by the pixels which are flowing. Okay, so this is what the masks do. The masks, being black, hide everything. So this is a folder or group containing a layer, and what is black is hidden and what is white is shown. This is a way not to destroy the layers by erasing them. You brush a mask to reveal or hide parts of them. Okay. The brush mask for partial color change. We can also brush on this mask. I will increase the size of the brush. And let's say we brush here and the color has changed because this mask reveal a hue saturation layer, this one. I double clicked on it and you can adjust its properties, even the lightness. To reveal an area of a different color, all by using this mask. If you also brush here, you will get a red area also. Okay. Now I will open all the groups of folders. Okay, so you can see there are quite many. There are color fill effects for many layers. These color fill effects allow you to change the colors of the elements. For example, let's say we go to subject flowing pixel lines. Oh, so it's the pixel lines here. Okay, you want to put a different color to them. You determine what you want to be. There is also a mask here on the subject flowing pixel lines that you can disable to increase the number of pixel lines visible. Okay. Even more pixel lines that you can adjust and give them the color you want. Contour line, which is not visible everywhere. You can disable this mask to add a diffuse contour everywhere on the subject. So the subject contour lines, the subject inner particles, which is this layer. It's located in a group. It contains also the adjustments. There are two adjustment layers for this layer, the inner particles. So the hue saturation allows you to adjust color of this effect. These are our layers containing the subject. There are outer glow particles, large pixels, using color that you can change and add whatever you want to them. Flowing pixels, these ones. You can also put your own color here. Okay, and there are the light effects. There are two layers, one here and the second one here. Now, you need to know that the action positions the light elements wherever it considers. Now, you may not be satisfied by the position of, let's say, these lights. There are two positioned by the action. You can either move them, select this and deselect, auto select. So you can either move them or you can just erase them by selecting all and delete, and now deselect, so on the respective light layer. Go to the brush tool and browse through the brushes and select the pixel stream light 2 or the pixel stream light 1 and place it wherever you want. So you can do this too. Okay. There are many ways of playing with the action. The most important part is, as I said, brushing the masks to reveal certain parts of the subject. So let's say we now want to hide more of the face. We reveal too much and we want to hide. And I will select a round brush, the pixel stream reveal brush, which is provided by the action, or you can use the Photoshop default brush, doesn't matter, a smaller size. It's white, so as I said, white will reveal, we want to hide, so I will put black. And you can hide, in this case, by brushing the main group. The brush mask to reveal subject will hide all the layers, even the pixelated dispersion layer of the subject below. So I will go to undo, and I will only hide the subject fully revealed, so the unaltered subject. I'm hiding certain parts of it. Okay, you can hide, in this case, what we brushed on the subject looked to, which adds more pixelation. So you can keep it like this. So to remember what is in these groups and what you brush on these masks are visible only if it's also brushed on this parent folder. This determines what will be visible in the layers containing the effects. Okay. And besides what you saw here, there are the smart layers, as I said. For example, the inner particles. As you can see, there is a smart layer and some smart filters applied, the glowing edges, wave and point lies. The glowing edges, I double clicked on it and you can adjust this filter to have a totally different effect. Let's see if we make it this way, what happens. Okay, and we have a different result. From this to this. Also the wave you can edit. And change how this certain effect, the inner particles look. Now it's, in this case, it's too much. May fit your image or your intended result, but not this image. Clicked on undo. Without the wave, it will look flat in the form of the subject. So like this, you may want to keep it like this. And the point lies, you can increase the cell size and make the pieces, the particles, bigger. I like them smaller. And there are also smart filters for other effects, such as the contour lines. You also have colors for not only the linear pixels, the pixel lines, but also for the scattered small lines made of pixels that you can see in the background. You can increase their opacity if you want. There are many lines like this. You may want to make them more visible. They are initially set to 15% opacity. And of course there is a background color layer that you can adjust and provide your color. Okay, so basically this covers most of the actions. I will show you also the generate color presets action. I select it and click on play. And the action has created a color options group with multiple adjustments. Color options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 color presets that may fit your image. They are intended for a wide array of images, and you also have color tint adjustments that you can add certain color tint to the image, a brightness contrast that you may want to use to increase the brightness and contrast, and general saturation. Okay. So basically this is it. Thank you very much for watching my tutorial.